Okay, so I wanted to go into the Nevada politics again real quick because I made a video and yeah, it speaks volumes to the teachers union or to any property owner in the state that's paying taxes and doesn't have a voice. I'll speak for you. You know, so I want to go back to the 84.9% of the land in the state that's owned by the federal government. Now, I made a video and I talked about schools, and we're 50th in education. And, the video that I made, I talked a lot about how the fact that 84.9% of the land in Nevada is owned by the federal government, and we're only collecting property tax on 15.1% of the land in the state, affecting the school systems and the quality of education and the money that we have to put towards our school. Well, don't think I'm a dummy by any means, and why I'm saying that is because I don't think that Sisolak is that big of a dummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see Sisolak as kind of like a double agent. You know what I'm saying? He's got his nose so far up Nancy Pelosi's ass that, he can't breathe. And then at the same time, he's playing Trump per se. Well, now he doesn't have to, because now he's, he just puts his nose up Biden's ass. But what I'm saying is, I'm not a dummy. I don't think that he's a dummy. I think he's still collecting property tax from the federal government for that 84.9%. Now, what I'm saying is, how we all want clarity and with our leaders. I hear a lot of people talk about it, in most recent elections and everything. They want clairvoyance. You know what I mean? Like, they want somebody that is clear about things. So what I'm saying is, I want them to be clear, because it seems like to me like he's still collecting property tax, but he's collecting it from the federal government. Now, the property tax that he's collecting from the federal government, he's governing differently than the property tax that he collects from you and I. Because the property tax that he collects from you and I goes to our schools, goes to this, goes to that, goes to everything else. Where is the property tax that he's getting from the federal government going? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm sure, okay, when I talked about, if the federal government owns 70% of the land in the state, rather than 84.9, you would double the tax, property tax, so you would double the funds that go into the school. I'll stick to that 100%, because then I will know where that other 15% is going. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And then, but I'm no dummy, and neither is Sisolak. He's collecting more money in property tax from the government than he would from you or I. That's what I'm saying. That's the way the government works. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't work to Sisolak's advantage to take 15% of the land away from the federal government and put it into the private citizen's hand, because he's collecting 4 times the amount of tax on that same exact land, getting the money from the federal government for it, than he would from the private citizen that owned the house and everything like that. But the problem is, with the citizen that's paying the property tax and everything, we already know where that money's allocated. We know where it's going. We know what it's for. We know everything about it. We know how much it is. We know everything. So when he gets this money, it's like, and also, I mean, for real, I do not have a high opinion of fucking Sisolak. He's a dipshit. Okay? He governs 15.1% of the state. Let's get that straight. Okay? The state's population is 3 million people. Okay? Not the most densest population of all the states. I think it comes in at 32 if you look at the population of states and everything. But 3 million people is who he governs. 15.1% of the land is what he governs. So I really, 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 really have no respect for him because, okay, so say okay, so it's a big whoop-de-woo that the marijuana's passed, the marijuana law passed. You know what I'm saying? He's looking out for the people. You know what I'm saying? But here's the truth of the matter. There's 3 million people in the state. 84.9% of the state is owned by the federal government. Marijuana is not a federally recognized legality. So what I'm saying is, majority of the population of Nevada is in the city of Las Vegas. Now, there's a few cities in Las Vegas where you can break up the other million people. You got Reno and you got, it's very few cities. But what I'm saying is, once I leave Las Vegas and I travel onto federal land, none of the state laws apply anymore. That's federal law. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not looking out for the people in that respect, for the citizens of his state in that respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if what I'm saying, like interstate highway, that would be a federally owned highway, I would imagine, to whereas you got your state highways and this and that and everything else. But he needs to look out for the people and the people's best interest. But he can't do that. I mean, for real, you can't do that with 15% of the land. You can't do it. You can't say, okay, this is a state law and this is the law that applies in my state, because you only own 15% of your state. If you follow my drift, like, for real, it's not that difficult to govern 3 million people either. Don't get it twisted. They say Clark County is one of the largest school districts in the country. And that, I'm questioning that right now, like, for real, because that makes absolutely no sense. That 3 million people is your entire population of your state. 15% of the land is what you have as a state. And you have one of the largest school districts in the entire country. Whereas you take, California's population is close to 40 million people. It's 39 million, some 100,000, this and that. If you added illegal aliens and all that, you'd be well over 40 million people in California. Okay? So the governor of California is governing 40 million people. Now that job might be a little difficult, but I damn sure don't want to hear how difficult governing 3 million is. Like, for real, like not even a tenth of the population of California, and you're struggling, and 15% of the land. So I'm saying, like, a lot of things don't make sense with that. Like, you're 32nd in population, you're 15% of the land, in the largest school district. The largest school district. Hey, are they just manipulating the federal government even further? Because they have to be manipulating the federal government with 84.9%. Like, I would manipulate the hell out of the federal government. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure they do. So where is that money going to, is what I'm saying. Like, because it's not a private citizen paying tax on the property, it doesn't go into the school system. No, that's property tax paid to you by the federal government. It's 4 times higher than any property tax that you would get from a citizen who owned a house, And then when you get into the, like Clark County, or let's just say the city of Las Vegas, we don't have state tax here. The casinos pay for the police department and everything like that. I don't like that either, because what I'm saying is, you're giving the casino owners, who are private citizens, more power in law enforcement than you are your average everyday citizen. You know what I mean? Like, if there was a problem at a casino between you and the casino owner, and you were completely in the right, which side do you think the cops are going to go on? Let me tell you, the casino owner pays the cop's salary. You know what I mean? So good luck with that. But also in terms like that in Las Vegas and the cities and everything, let's say I own 1 acre of land and I pop a casino up on it. You know what I mean? And it's a 60-story casino. What are my property tax on that? You know, if I have 3,000 hotel rooms that I rent out for $200 a night and I'm sold out every night and I'm collecting, God, whatever that would be. What did I say? $200 a night, 3,000 rooms, $60,000 a night, $600,000 a night. I don't know. You know, carry the zero, whatever. But obviously, the property tax would be low, but the amount of money that they're making on that property would be super high. And that same could be said for like New York State. You know, like if you build a skyscraper that's 100 stories tall, and you're only taking up a square mile of property tax, and you're making millions of dollars on it, or whatever the case might be. But anyways, and don't get me wrong, Harry Reid was a bigger Harry Reid was I'm trying to find a word that's PG-13 at least. It's hard to do. Yeah, Harry Reid was worse than Sisolak, but Sisolak is about the most worthless piece of shit I've ever seen. But Harry Reid was worse. Really, get back to governing the state, 15% of it, and the people, the 3 million of them, and let's be real about shit. I want to see what the federal government gives you in property tax, and I want to see what you do with that and how you do that. You know, I was also thinking a lot about, you know, in this case, let's say I'm the governor of Nevada, and I'm demanding 51% of the land in my state. That's no questions asked, period. If I'm the governor of this state, I am going to govern at least 51%, making me the controlling interest of the land in my state for the people. What I'm saying is the laws in my state will apply everywhere in my state, not just 15% of it. And then I started looking at, you know, what it would take to secede from a union, because that's reason for me. Like, if I'm governor of this state and I own 15% of this state, and the federal government refuses to release the other 84.9%, I'm hardcore seriously talking about seceding from the union. Because it's the only way I'm ever going to make my state a state. So if I were to secede from the union and become a state, because we're not now with 15%, how would that affect the people? And then, you know, I started thinking about, you know, I'd have to get rid of federal funds, you know, federal resources, you know, interstate highways, that kind of thing. And I don't know, it's crazy to me, and my mind's a little twisted right now. I've been thinking about it so much, and I'm sure there's so much more that I want to say, but it's not coming to me right now. Another thing that I've been wanting to talk about, and I'm going to address, I'm just going to do it later, but you'll get the gist of the thing, is the Panama Canal. the Panama Canal. The U.S. and France built the Panama Canal. Okay, from like 1899 to 1914. I think it opened in 1915. I might be a year ahead. Might be 13 and 14. I don't remember exactly. But what I'm saying is, we had control of the Panama Canal. Okay, when you're $22 trillion in debt and you're looking for ways to become independent again, the Panama Canal is a serious resource. I mean, we're talking the largest toll ever paid to go through the Panama Canal was the Disney Cruise Line, and they paid $333,000, or it's a large number. On average, 40 ships a day go through it, and I mean it's a serious moneymaker for real. So I don't remember the years or the dates. It's another thing I have to look up and look into, or if you're bored and you want to check it out, feel free. We gave back the Panama Canal to Panama. I don't remember what year. So let's just say, for argument's sake, we gave it back to them in 1970 or 1980. When we did that, that's what we did. We gave it to them for Panama to run it. And I think when I looked it up the other day, it's one of them FDR things where now all the information is hidden. It's crazy how that works, but they say that Panama is in control of the Panama Canal today. That's a lie. Okay, so you have to look further and deeper into it. Who's in control of the Panama Canal is China. And, and I'll give you a couple hints on where to look. And it's like the maintenance end of it, all of the upkeep, all of the fixing this. And China has the controlling interests of the Panama Canal. Okay, it bothers me because we're 22, I don't even know how much anymore, at least $22 trillion in the debt to China. We built the Panama Canal. We could be collecting billions of dollars a year off of the Panama Canal. But now China's collecting the billions of dollars a year off of the Panama Canal, and my debt didn't go down. I'm more in debt to them. And one of the things that I had that I could use to, at minimum, pay off the interest rates on the daily, and then everything else would go towards it's I don't know. The whole debt to China is insane. Did we sign like a interest compound daily loan to China or what? Because something's not right. But the Panama Canal, that was us. Well, France too. France lost a lot of people. America lost a lot of people. I mean, they died while they were building it. But the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers built it. It's upsetting that China now has more control over the Panama Canal and everything that goes through it than the United States of America. And I'm in debt to China. How is that even possible? Just something to think about,